welcome back to the Nurse Nook. Today we have a really interesting video. I'm going to be talking about the easiest way to get yourself fired as a nurse, aka violating HIPAA. So what is HIPAA? HIPAA stands for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. So what does that mean? What is HIPAA? How does that pertain to nursing? Why should I care about that? So I'm going to give you guys an overview of the most important things you need to know and how to save yourself from the wrath of HIPAA. This video is sponsored by Skillshare, which is an awesome online learning community that offers thousands of classes ranging everywhere from creativity, entrepreneurial skills, lifestyle, productivity, photography, anything you can think of. I love it because as a nurse entrepreneur and somebody that basically started a brand on their own, it's really helpful to get insight from others and to learn from professionals or people that have been doing this way longer than me. Basically how to navigate myself. I love that it's a super cheap alternative to going to in-person workshops that could be actually very expensive and you still get the same quality information. So some of the classes I'm learning from right now are Productivity Masterclass, which is a good one because productivity is everything, especially when you are a busy woman, a nurse, a mom, a student. Productivity is key. I'm also taking one of their freelance classes, basically just learning how to build a brand and how to manage a brand. This is also really good if you want to get into photography. They have really good photography courses on there, as well as building your social media. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, making your own YouTube, building your Instagram, whatever it is, has great options for you. Like I said before, annual subscription is less than $10 a month, but you guys can sign up down below with the link for 2 months free. Check it out, see how you like it, take a couple classes, learn a little something. Okay, so moving on to HIPAA. What the heck is HIPAA? When I first got to nursing school and I started hearing about HIPAA, as soon as I start hearing like acronyms that sound like big fancy government legislations, I just automatically tune out. But do not tune out to HIPAA because this is the easiest way to get yourself in trouble in nursing. HIPAA, it has a big fancy name, Health Portability Whatever Act. However, the concept behind it is really simple. It's basically made to protect patients' privacy. And the easiest way to get yourself fired as a nurse is to breach patient confidentiality. Now, there are many ways to breach patient confidentiality. More ways that you probably don't even think. HIPAA is the main reason why I cannot get on camera on YouTube and tell y'all about Mary Lou that I had last week that I had to put an NG tube in and she had her appendix removed when she was 5 years old, and just basically tell you all her business. Because as a nurse, I have a duty to protect my patients' privacy, and that includes not even talking to anybody about them outside of work. If they heard me talking a biscuit about Mary Lou, I would be terminated. Hospitals are super strict on HIPAA for sure. They do not play that. Social media now is probably the easiest ways that HIPAA has been violated. And a lot of times people don't even realize what they're doing. They think they're just chatting to their following or whatever it is. But believe you me, people have gotten caught that way. I know I used to hear as long as you don't use patient identifiers, it's okay to talk about a patient or a story. Patient identifiers include like a name, maybe ethnicity, an age, anything that would allow you to identify this patient. However, I don't even mess with that. I would just completely just do not speak about your patients on any kind of social media platform anywhere. Sometimes I tell very general stories, like one time I had a patient with appendicitis and then we did this for them. But I'm never like, oh yeah, one time me and my patient were, chatting it up and they told me XYZ about their life and then they had these surgeries in the past. It's always very generic and nothing that you can identify patient with. Now, social media is not the only way to get yourself caught violating HIPAA. I have heard stories and very close personal stories of people that have been talking about a patient in the cafeteria. As nurses, sometimes, you go grab food, you go grab lunch, and you talk about your patients sometimes. But sometimes people around you are listening. And sometimes that could be the family member of the patient that you were taking care of. And you might not even know that. So I have heard stories of nurses being reported because they were overheard chatting about patients in the cafeteria. That is how careful you have to be about giving out patient information or talking about your patients, especially in public places or something public like social media. Not only can you be reported, but you could also lose your job from stuff like that. Another big HIPAA violation is accessing records of a patient that you are not taking care of. For example, say your homegirl Hannah has a really interesting patient, right? This patient has all these like rare disease processes that you've never heard of. You've never taken care of a patient with this. It's interesting, and the patient starts getting really sick, and you want to know like what they're doing for this patient, right? So you click on their chart, see a little bit of their history, see what kind of orders they have, the doctor's notes. You know, you might have great intentions to be learning about this patient, but say something really bad happened to this patient in the hospital and the patient ended up passing under suspicious circumstances, or it becomes a medical examiner case, whatever the case may be. Say they audit that chart and they look at all the names that have access to that chart. If you were not taking care of that patient and you are caught accessing that chart, violation. I'm telling you guys, they do not play. They see how long you were in that chart. They see what you were looking at while you were in that chart. In the ER, for me, it's a tiny bit different because my ER is very team nursing focused. So a lot of the nurses help each other with their orders, and we're all kind of doing each other's work. So it's kind of imperative for us to be looking at each other's charts to see what we have to do for this patient. So that's something that's kind of understood a little bit more where I work. But say I was on another floor or somewhere that wasn't so team nursing oriented, and I was in a patient's chart for a significant amount of time and looking at things that I had no business looking at, I could be reported for that easily and gotten in trouble and even fired for stuff like that. It happens all the time. I have seen nurses at places that I actually work at get fired for things of this nature. And that is why I wanted to make a video on this, because I wanted to spread the word and scare you guys now so that you don't make these mistakes. I know in nursing school, they literally scared the heck out of me about HIPAA. I was even scared to access my own patient's charts. But they really drill that into you in nursing school, because that is a huge thing and people really actually do get in trouble for that. Something you might not even think of as violating HIPAA is if, say, you see like a patient in the street somewhere, like, oh, hey, Harry, how's your diabetes doing? In the middle of the supermarket, and now everybody around you knows that Harry has diabetes. That is also violating HIPAA. And if Harry is sensitive and feels like reporting that, you will get in trouble for saying, hey, Harry, in the supermarket, because now everybody knows Harry was in the hospital, he has diabetes. Oh my God, what is wrong with Harry? I hope you guys learned something for this video, took a little something away. I don't want to scare you too much. I just want to prepare you for the real world, the real nursing, and let y'all know how it really is out there. So don't be accessing people's charts that you're not taking care of, okay? Love y'all so much. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.